Guys, we're here on the red carpet of Batman versus Robin. Look, they're fighting. Batman is fighting Robin. Why are they fighting, Anime?
I'm not going to tell you. You have to watch the movie. So when you're voicing Batman, do you do anything to sort of get you in Batman mode? Do you wear any Batman shirts or anything like that?
I always wear my Batman shirt when I'm recording. I want to wear the full cape and cowl, so I'm bugging Warner Brothers to let me do a session where I can do the voice wearing the entire costume.
That'd be so cool.
It'd be so cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, they haven't let me do it yet. I'm gonna keep asking though.
You should.
Welcome to the Court of Owls.
I love Court of Owls, so when I heard that we were going to be doing it, I was just jump on the chance. But at the same time, we're not doing a straight adaptation, not like Dark Knight Returns. It's basically our continuity that we've set up. We just threw the Court of Owls in there and see how it plays.
So can you tell me a little bit about the relationship between Damian and Nightwing?
Yeah, I mean, I think we sort of saw a little bit of that in Son of Batman. I mean, there's a little bit of mirroring going on. There's some similarities that are happening. I think there's a banter, but I think a little bit of a dysfunctional big brother thing happening there. And I think we see a lot more of that in Batman versus Robin, especially the dynamic between all three of them.
Before I did Damian, I thought that he was basically a total brat.
Yeah.
And then I realized later on that he's not a brat at all. He's a smart kid. He likes to be a lone wolf, and he has to work on his manners.
Half a mind to report you for Grand Theft Auto.
I'd like to hear that call. Hello, police. My son stole the Batmobile.
Are there any characters that it's more difficult for you to cast because you like those characters slightly more than some of the other ones?
That's interesting. They're all difficult to cast. What becomes truly difficult is when we have yet another Batman, and they don't want to use any of the previous Batmen that I've used, and then finding another actor, because it was intimidating the very first time, some 25 years ago when I first cast Kevin Conroy, and then every subsequent one has been hard, and it gets harder and harder and harder. It's an awesome responsibility because people have something in their mind of what they think Batman sounds like.
Get the hell out of my cave.
How did you originally find your Batman voice?
It was weird because I first showed up with kind of a few ideas of what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do something pretty dark and pretty edgy. But when we got in the studio, I was going so deep and so dark that it started to sound like a bit like Christian Bale's growl.
He's using you, Robin, to get to me.
I really like the look of Talon in Court of Owls. Was that a fun character?
Oh man, it was really fun because he hasn't been done in animation. He's a brand new character. There isn't 70 years of history of what did he look like in the 80s? It was just the Capullo design, and we tried to be as faithful to that as possible.
I'd be remiss without asking you about doing storyboards on Dawn of Justice.
On Dawn of Justice, there are some things that I could tell that they wanted to do from Dark Knight Returns, because Zach loves Dark Knight Returns. Yeah. So when we were doing that, I look at Zach and I'm like, so this is how you're going to do it, but I did it this way in my film, what are you going to do? And Zach's like, well, you figure out. You have to figure out a different way of doing that same action sequence. Zach storyboards a lot of it himself, so he does a lot of the talking sequences, the more personal stuff, and he gives me all the hard stuff. So.
Okay, well, if you were going to do a villain, give your most sinister look to the camera.
Boo. How's that?
That was great. Okay,
Don't stop crying. It's okay. It's just me. It's just Sean.